morning, everyone. Sorry it's been a while since my last video. It's probably been a handful of months. And as some of you that have watched some of my videos, it's been a while, but if you remember, I was mentioning that I really want to go all natural. I didn't want to keep taking the chemotherapy drugs that I was on. I'm an anti-drug guy. I want to do things all naturally. But it's a lot of people think they don't realize how important taking chemotherapy drugs are, like what it can do, what are the benefits, Obviously, taking chemo, a lot of people have that correlation that it's killing the rest of your body while it's in there killing the cancer. And you'd be right if you're talking about the infusion into your arm or your port into your chest or what have you. Yeah, obviously, that's what it does. It kills cancer, but it also kills all the rest of the live cells around it. I mean, chemo and radiation, it doesn't differentiate between live cells and dead cells. It kills everything. But something that my family had kept reiterating to me in the first time I was taking chemotherapy was that it's not traditional chemotherapy. I was taking pills, and the radiation pharmacists were calling it chemotherapy. My doctors were calling it immunotherapy, but it was targeted immunotherapy. And I like I said, because my pharmacists who were giving me the medication were calling it chemotherapy, I had that negative connotation that it's killing everything else in my body. But it wasn't, because at that time, all the tests that I was getting taken all came back clear. I mean, the doctors always told me, Chris, if we didn't see your records and see your file, we wouldn't know that you had cancer, because I physically don't show that I have cancer with my attitude and things like that. And all my tests were clear. My blood tests were good. My liver was good, kidneys were good, all that kind of stuff. They were all 100%. It was just the fact that I have stage 4 melanoma. And the doctors told me in the beginning that it was stage 4 terminal melanoma, because there's no cure for it. So it was something that I've been dealing with now since, 2018. I started taking chemo in 2021, but that's neither here nor there. But so being that I wanted to come off of the chemo, because in my mind it kept telling me that this is killing you, you need to start taking some other stuff. I'm not going to mention the names. I've mentioned them before. It's everything that you guys are hearing on YouTube and Facebook and all the stuff that people are promoting as the cure-all that people took to get rid of COVID. And hey, that stuff is working for my brother, who's got CLL, which is like leukemia, early stages. I mean, it's onset, but it's not finalized. But he's taking this other stuff, and his numbers are down, so that's good. But it didn't work for me. I took it for a month. I got no results at all. I know I should have taken it longer than that, probably. However, literally within that first 30 days of coming off my chemo and being on this other stuff, my cancer came back. And it came back heavy, strong, kicking my ass. The lesions came back, one in my upper left arm, 5 on my leg, but unfortunately this time it also came back on my spine. It was traveling up my spine. So if it's traveling up my spine, guess where it's heading? To my head and my brain. So my back was in excruciating pain, and I wasn't sure why. I thought it was from golfing, but in actuality it was this melanoma engulfing my discs in my back. So I went to see my oncologist. I mean, and they didn't want to say I told you so, but they wanted to say it, but they didn't, because, you know, they said ultimately, Chris, it's your decision, you know. So they gave me some options, and the options just weren't something that I wanted to do. One of the options was prolonged hospitalization due to uncontrollable diarrhea. Well, that's what I want, right? Yeah, no, I don't think so. Who the hell wants to do that? I mean, I work with the public all day. I drive, I meet families. You know, no, that's not what I'm doing. I said, what other options do I have? And they said, well, we can refer you to, I'm a veteran, by the way. I'm a disabled veteran as well as a cancer thriver. But so I go to the VA, and my oncologist said, we can refer you to the local cancer clinic and see this, they have clinical trials. So she referred me to this other hospital, and I met with them, and they did another PET scan, and they said, okay, yeah, here's where it is, blah, blah, blah. Here's all your lesions, and here's where it's engulfing 5 of the discs in your back, and it's traveling up your back. So they had to do another MRI on top of the PET scan of my brain, make sure it hadn't traveled there, which thankfully it hadn't. So he said, you have options. I'm like, okay, what are my options? He's like, well, first and foremost, being that the VA told him that I had come off my medication because I wanted to do the all-natural, other prescribed stuff that they can't prescribe because it's not FDA approved. He said, A, you can continue to do what you're doing now and have it get worse and travel into your brain, and it's a crapshoot. You can have a month, 2 months, a week, who knows? I said, okay, what else? He said, or you can do this clinical trial, which would be kind of difficult because it's sticking needles in my lesions, pulling DNA out, mixing it with the herpes virus, and then having it regenerate the DNA, and then they put it back in and it kills cancer cells. I don't understand it all. But he said the only problem with that is you can't put the needles directly into your spine. So we would have to double dose it in your lesion, so it would travel through your body and get to your spine. But that could cause some damage. I'm like, well, I don't want to do that either. He said, or you can go back on the medication you were on, because it obviously worked. It kept it at bay. However, at some point, Chris, you knew that chemotherapy was going to run out. We knew your body was going to get used to it. Your cancer was going to get used to the medication and then stop working. He said, what were the side effects? I said, they were bad. You know, night sweats where I'd have to sleep on towels every night. Shivers where my whole body would shake for hours at a time. And then normal fatigue. He's like, well, I have a new medication that's just come out in the last year. It's a little bit stronger than the medication you were on, but it does not have those side effects. I said, okay, let's go with that one, because I don't want those same side effects. He said, okay. So he said, we're going to order another PET scan, and you'll have it in like 2 weeks. We want to get a baseline of where you're at before we start the new medication. I'm like, okay, fine. Or, I'm sorry, before they do radiation. They were going to do radiation on my spine. So they did another PET scan 30 days after I started the medication, and then I met with the radiation doctor to talk about this targeted x-ray on my lower spine, which is where the cancer was. And the day before I was supposed to go in to get the radiation, both the radiation doctor and my oncologist from the VA, they both called me because they both got the results of the PET scan. And they both said, Chris, we're not gonna, you know, of course they got to do it in that monotone voice that scares you. Chris, we want to just say we're not gonna recommend you doing the radiation at this point. I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe with the PET scan coming back that the cancer spread even further, and it's no good. And they said, no, actually, quite the contrary. The new medicine is kicking the cancer's ass, and all your lesions are shrinking. They're at 20% of where they were before you started new medication, and the cancer on your spine is starting to decrease. So we don't feel we need to do the radiation right now, because that's kind of a one and done. If we do that, it's a maximum dose, and we really can't go back in and get more done. So, and then all of a sudden I'm like excited, because they're like, you don't need it now, radiation, because this new medication is working. Once again, it's a targeted immunotherapy where it targets the cancer that's spreading through my body, and then when it finds it, it attacks it and kills it before it gets a chance to stop and grow into lesions and things like that. So very excited about that. I've been on it now for about 4 months. Let's see, so September, I started really at the end of August, September, October, November, December, 4 months. And it's doing spectacularly well, which I'm very happy about. I saw my dermatologist. They looked at some lesions, and I said, okay, and that the expression, like, okay, doc, so I'm gonna make it, right? And just joking, saying, so I'm gonna make it, right? And he kind of just stopped, and he just said, well, Chris, we really can't go that far yet. And I was just kind of like, I was kind of like dejected then. I'm like, what are you talking about? He said, Chris, you worded it as if you will 100% live for, until God tells you otherwise, which could be the case. But I can't say, hey, no, you're going to make it, because you have terminal melanoma. There is no cure for this, Chris. It will kill you at some point. We're doing everything we can to keep you alive as long as possible and as healthy as possible until it no longer works, and at that point, hopefully to find something new. Okay, well, once again, it was dejecting but honest and transparent, which is, what some of the original oncologists that I had were not. But anyway, so over the last handful of months, I've had to just basically come to the conclusion, the realization that I'm going to have to take this medicine the rest of my life if I want to continue to live. And like I said in one of my first videos, the doctors originally told me the reason why I'm living longer than what they originally told me is because I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, I have a positive attitude, and I love to use the expression, I ain't got time to die. I got too much shit to do. God's got plans for me. And these videos are one of those things that God has planned for me, because I feel that this is very healing for me to share with you, the public, who I don't know any of you. I could heal, and if I can help motivate one of you to say, hey, I'm going to keep fighting. Because I think that every single one of us, you guys included, we need to fight cancer. Because you being on this earth means more to me. It means more to everybody. This world is a lot better place with you in it. Look at me. This world is a lot better place with you in it. You need to be here. Whether it's for no other reason other than to help one other person see what you're going through and say, hey, if that person, you, can live a little bit longer by keeping a positive attitude, saying to yourself out loud, I have a purpose in this life. I may not know what it is, but God knows what it is. And I'm going to ask him to show me what it is and put that in front of me and say, God, give me the clarity and the vision to see what you have planned for me. He will definitely do that. And what he has shown me is to get out in front of this. Keep a positive attitude. Don't damage my body by drinking and smoking and drugs. I haven't done any of that stuff in nearly 40 years I haven't done that. Now, from time to time at a wedding, I may have a half a glass of champagne or a shot with the guys and the girls just as a toast. But I haven't even done that in 8 years, 9 years. I think I had one shot with my son at his wedding. And he doesn't even drink. But it was more of a toast. You know what I'm saying, though. So I encourage you that if you smoke, stop. Your life is worth living, and smoking is going to make it worse? What the hell? No. You stop it right now. If you're drinking alcohol, don't say, oh, well, I just do it socially every once. No. You have cancer. Or you know somebody who has cancer and you want to lead by example. Okay? If you smoke cigarettes, please. If you do drugs, stop already. Okay? If you're a teenager or somebody that's younger than that, I'm not even sure if anybody under the age of 18 it can even see these videos because it has that blocker on when I started the video. I don't even know. I don't know who's seeing this, at what age and at what level. Okay? But here's something else that I truly believe, and I think I take it at heart, but I think you need to take it at heart as well. You have cancer, but cancer doesn't have you. Okay? Remember that. You may have cancer, but cancer doesn't have you. And it won't have you unless you let it have you. Stand up, put your hands in the air and say, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can change and to forgive me for the things I can't change. I don't know the exact phrase. I know it, but accept the fact that you can't change some things and to understand the wisdom of each one. I know it's worded a little differently, but you get my point. So you have cancer. Come to grips with that. Or you may know somebody. Once again, you understand my point here. Okay? Reach out and grab somebody's hand that you know that has cancer and say, I am with you. Something that I'm a big fan of Captain America. And Steve Rogers, Captain America, tells Bucky, I'm with you till the end of the line. And it's just so true. Granted, it's a movie and it's a line in a movie. But when I heard that, I literally got tears in my eyes. Because if you will be there and you can do this with somebody else, I'm with you till the end of the line. Meaning I'm with you through it all. I'm here for you. I'm here with you. I love you. God loves you. Stay strong. I'm with you to the end of the line. You have cancer, but it doesn't have you. Be strong. Love yourself. Reach out and talk to somebody else who has it. And tell them the same thing. Say, sweetheart, guy or girl, doesn't matter. You have cancer, but it doesn't have you. And I'm with you till the end of the line. Isn't that strong? Doesn't that just show that you care enough about that person that you're willing to go through this with them? I'll leave it at that for now. I'm going to start posting more and more videos. They will be out of order. They'll be out of order because there'll be stuff that I recorded last year. Talked a little bit about my journey. So, God loves you. I love you. Take care. I'm with you till the end of the line.